Welcome to the Confidence Tea Podcast, where we brew up inspiration, self-discovery, and a sprinkle of empowerment, all over a cup of tea. Please welcome your host, Virginie Madiston. Virginie is a passionate advocate for personal growth and wellness, blending the art of tea with the journey of confidence. With a background in psychology, theology, and coaching, she believes every sip of tea can lead to a transformed mind, edified soul, and activated confidence. So get ready to steep yourself in uplifting conversations, insightful stories, and practical wisdom. Without further ado, here's your host of the Confidence Tea Podcast, Virginie Madiston. Welcome to the Confidence Tea Podcast, where we brew up inspiration, self-discovery, and a sprinkle of empowerment.
Hello.
All over a cup of tea.
Welcome to
Please
Confidence
welcome your host,
Tea.
Virginie
I am
Madiston.
so excited
Virginie is
that
a
you guys
passionate
can join
advocate.
me tonight. We have a very special guest tonight on Confidence Tea. So I am so excited. I cannot wait for us to get into this amazing conversation with this amazing powerhouse of a woman. And so I'm going to give you guys some time to grab your cup of tea so we can have this amazing conversation tonight. If this is the first time you're tuning in to Confidence Tea, I'm your host, Gigi, founder of the Confidence Tea Podcast. And during this conversation, we get to have these insightful conversations with amazing women who are going to share some amazing stories with us. And so I hope you're ready for this amazing, soul edifying, mind transforming, confidence activating conversation. And so I hope you guys are ready. I hope you have your tea ready. I hope you guys brought your just all of your attention, because we're going to dive into some powerful conversations. We're going to give you some actionable tips tonight that you can take to help build yourself a better, more confident life. So are you guys ready? Let me know in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If this is the first time you're tuning into Confidence Tea, welcome, welcome, and welcome. I'm so excited. So glad you could join us tonight. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes just to grab your cup of tea, right? Get comfortable, get cozy on the couch, because we're going to have an amazing conversation tonight. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If this is the first time you just happen to stumble upon this live, just go ahead and subscribe. Don't be a one-time guest. Come journey with us during this awesome conversation. We want to have you all the time. It's all about building self-confidence and growing and becoming a better version of yourself. And so each episode, we're going to dive into some amazing conversations. We're going to have different interviews. We're going to have different people that are going to serve up motivation and wisdom so that you can live your best and most confident life. So I definitely don't want you guys to miss it. I want you guys to be a part of that. And we're going to get started. Are you guys ready to get started tonight? Talk about all this stuff that we have going on, introduce you to my special guests. It is going to be an amazing show. I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys have some tea. Let me know in the chat what flavor tea you're drinking. And if you don't have any tea, by all means, you can check us out. I'm going to share in the I'm going to put the link where you can get you some amazing luxury loose leaf teas. Let me tell you a little bit about our teas for a minute. Our teas are 100% natural, okay? And we have caffeine-free teas, and they are just some of the most amazing teas. They're loose leaf. You can order them right at our store. I'm going to post the link in the chat. That way, if you guys want to support us by not only listening to Confidence Tea, but also drinking Confidence Tea, that way you guys can really become a part of the family. So head on over. I'm going to post the link in the chat. Grab yourself some tea. That way you can listen to Confidence Tea, drink Confidence Tea, and let me tell you, you're going to be so much more confident for it. So let me tell you all about our amazing guest for this evening. Her name is Shelley Meche'tte. She is an empowerment speaker. She is a certified coach, a a mom-life strategist. Shelley Meche'tte is a true force in person and personal transformation. She illuminates stages, inspiring women to embrace limitless possibilities. A best-selling author of Women Inspiring Nations and empowering books. Her empowering books include 70 Days of Happy Life is Better When You Smile. And we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to jump all into that book and kind of find out what she has to say about that. That is amazing. 70 Days of Happy Life is Better When You Smile. Shelley goes beyond mediocrity. As a mom life strategist, she provides strategies for women to confidently balance motherhood and entrepreneurship or career goals, unlocking life harmony and genuine happiness. She's the founder of the PowHERful Woman nonprofit. Shelley provides a platform for women's personal and professional elevation. Shelley's influence extends online with appearances on shows like Positive Talk Radio, and events like the PowHERful Woman Conference. Media giants celebrate her impact with features on CBS, NBC, ABC, from interviews with celebrities like Taraji P. Henson and Claudia Jordan to segments on Bakersfield News and Art Seattle. She leaves an undeniable mark. In 2001, Shelley was recognized as one of the top 25 women in business. In a world where empowerment resonates, Shelley Meche'tte stands as a paragon of transformation, inspiration, and resilience, showcasing the boundless power within each of us. So it is my pleasure, confidence tea lovers, to introduce to you Miss Shelley Meche'tte. So you guys put your hands together for Miss Shelley Meche'tte. Hi. How are
Got to get myself
you?
off mute right there. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I am
Yes.
so excited just to have this conversation with you. I mean, you are just such an amazing powerhouse of a woman, and
Oh,
I am
thank you so
just
much.
so blessed to have you here tonight.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I cannot wait to kind of get in this conversation with you. And I really just want to go into your background a little bit. I know I read your bio, but tell us in your own words, tell us a little bit about you and all the amazing things that you've accomplished and have going on.
Yes, thank you. Again, my name is Shelley Meche'tte. I am an empowerment speaker. I am a certified coach, a best-selling author, and mom-life strategist, which is something that I absolutely adore because women are my passion. And being able to interact with women, especially moms, I show them how to confidently and successfully balance motherhood with entrepreneurial goals or career goals. And we do that through confidence building, self care, and empowerment without the guilt. Because don't nobody have time for that. Don't nobody have time to be feeling guilty, you
No,
know?
we don't. No, we do
No.
not.
And it comes from my own experience of trying to balance motherhood with being an entrepreneur. I left my job in entertainment when I was pregnant with my second daughter. Well, after I had my second daughter, so that I could be home with my children. But what I didn't know at the time that I left corporate is that I was leaving a lot of my identity and who I was behind. And so when I did become a stay-at-home mom, which is something that I wanted, I wasn't fulfilled the way I thought it would be. There was a side that was just elated to be able to be with my children and to be more hands-on with them. But then there was that other side that said, I'm sacrificing me. I'm sacrificing the person. I'm sacrificing my goals, my dreams. My confidence began to plummet. I lost my voice. I didn't know exactly who I was. And so I began to take myself on a journey to understand me outside of the titles. And that's when I began to rediscover the woman behind the titles and the woman behind the mother so that I would become a mom and not have to live my life feeling like I had to sacrifice being either or. And so that became my mission for other moms that we would live a life of mom and you having the ability and the empowerment to decide what comes after that and.
Yes, that's beautiful. I mean, countless number of women who after motherhood feel like they are really just, they have to sacrifice, like they can't have both.
Right.
And how do you help, how do you help them navigate through that?
Mhm.
So that they can have both. They can be a mom and an entrepreneur, a mom and the CEO. And like how do you help them to see that vision and help them to bring that to reality?
Well, there's a quote that I speak all of the time. It's by Katharine Hepburn, and I absolutely love this quote. And it says, "Women can have it all. They just can't have it at the same time."
Yes.
And so that released me from a lot of I need to do this, I have to have this, everything must be done. We have seasons in our life, and we have to learn to ride with the seasons. A lot of times, what we do is we take the way we were able to do something 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 months ago, and that was that particular life season. But what we do is we try to bring it into our current life season, and we try to run at that same pace and have, and all of those things. And what happens is we end up becoming frustrated. We end up becoming burned out. We end up becoming um, overloaded and overwhelmed because we're trying to take what worked in one time in our life and bring it into a new part of our life. So one of the things is really helping women to understand what season of life are you in, and let's create a flexible and realistic schedule that harmonizes with your current season of life. And so when we do that, you can become the mom, and it's just about having the right schedule to do it and not trying to be the same person you was 6 months ago, 10 months ago, 5 years ago, but really owning who you are now, where you are now, and what your true desires are now.
I love that. I absolutely love that because I feel that oftentimes we are always trying to, revert to the past. We're always trying to
Mhm.
bring a lot of baggage with us sometimes. And I think that sometimes that does hold us back. But if what you're saying is if we as women can learn what season we're in and how to navigate through that season,
Yes.
that will get us the best result.
Yes, understanding what your desire is now. Just because I wanted to do something 6 weeks ago, it doesn't mean that I want to do it today. We have the permission to evolve. You have permission to change. So many times, as women, we have an idea of something, and we feel like we have to be married to that idea, for a certain amount of time. But if you work with that idea for a little while, if you try to master that for a little while, if you've done your best for a little while and you find that that is not for you, you have the power to change. You have the power to erase and rewrite again. That power belongs to us. And so, again, when we're able to say, this is my right, I have the power to do this, we can look and decide what do we want this portion of our life to look like. Now, how can we align and harmonize those tasks to do that? Not bringing overwhelm to us, not extending past our bandwidth, but to harmonize with where we currently are.
I love that. Harmonize. I hope you guys got that. Harmonize with where you currently are. Let me
Yes.
know. Type in the chat, harmonize with where you are. Because that's a powerful statement right there. Harmonize with where you are. I'm just gonna keep on saying it because that is there's something in when you speak a thing and you put it into existence and understanding that concept, becoming one and being in harmony with the place that you are. I really, really, really
Yes.
love that. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you
Yes.
for that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Harmonize with where you are. Okay, awesome, awesome. So we definitely want to get. I mean, when I heard the title of your book, I was like, what is going on? What is this about? So let's talk about your book, 70
Yes.
Days of Happy
Hmm.
is better
Yes.
than
Life is better when you smile.
Life is better when you
Yes.
smile. 70 Days of
Yes.
Happy, life is better when you smile. What
Yes.
led you to choosing that particular title?
I actually did a challenge, and the challenge was to spend 90 days not speaking negativity into your life. And it wasn't meant to say that negative things don't happen or bad things don't happen, but really it was a thing of, when these things happen, what do you do about it? You know,
Mhm.
how do you handle these things? And so after I finished that challenge, I found, even though I'm pretty much a happy person, but I found, you're absolutely right. When you take ownership of things and say, I can either stay in this mindset or I can switch that mindset, you're right. It does give you a happier sense. So I decided, what if I take some of those things and put them into life principles of, of us being able to be happy during certain life circumstances? How would that look? And so that's what I did. I created a book of just journeys that I've gone through and different things that I've gone through, to be able to say, this is how I was able to walk through and still keep my smile. One of the chapters, and they're very short. They're like 2 to 3 pages. But
Okay.
one of the chapters that so many people resonate is my forgiveness chapter. When I talk about not wanting to be held captive in an open cage, because I had to forgive my father for the abandonment issues that I had. And I had a choice. I could continue to be angry with someone who had passed away, years before. I could continue to be hurt by the fact that I never got a reason for why he wasn't there. Or I could take where I was now and say, this is the situation. This is where I am. Will you continue to stay here and allow your emotions to be run by a man who no longer exists in the physical realm? Or will you
Mhm.
decide to say, for whatever reason, this was his world, this was his life, this was his understanding, whatever it was, and take the fact that some of those things, as negative and as difficult as they were, they created a resilience in you. And you can take that resilience that you have, and you can take some of the negative that have turned into positive in your life, and you can use it for your smile. And I chose the latter. After a
Good for
while, though,
you.
y'all, don't let me
Good
make it
for
seem like this
you.
was quick. After a minute. And that is
Wow.
what that book is about. You being able to take situations and not pretend like they didn't happen, not have a toxic positive attitude about it, but to understand that in the frustration, in the hurt, in the pain, I can choose to say, I'm hurt by this. This has frustrated me. I'm angry with this, but you will not control who I am.
Yes, yes. And that's so good. That is so powerful because oftentimes we let situations or circumstances that even we're born into, you
Mhm.
had no control. You didn't get to choose who
Right,
your father was. And
right.
so why let that disrupt your entire life and what,
Hmm.
what your purpose to do? Because a lot of times
Yes.
that affects our purpose and what we're
Yes,
destined to do because we're letting that hurt and we're letting that pain
yes,
dictate who we are and where we're supposed
exactly.
to go, as
Mhm,
opposed to letting the chips
mhm.
fall where they fall and moving past that and
Yes,
seeking healing, which is what you
yes,
were able to do. And look what amazing things you've been able to accomplish
yes.
because you were able to let that go. Sometimes we just have to let
Sometimes,
it
yes.
go.
Sometimes we do, and here's the killer. Here's the killer part, and the part that probably hurts most of us the most. Sometimes we have to be willing to let it go without an explanation,
Mm,
because we always want to know. We want to know, well, why? Well, why? Well, why? And you're just not going to always get the why.
yeah.
And the why can keep you stagnant if
Yeah.
you allow it. So even with that, sometimes we have to come to terms with, I'll never get an answer. I'll never have. And sometimes even if I do get an answer, it's not even going to be good enough. Would the
No.
answer have been good enough if he told me, why you weren't there, why you abandoned me, why you weren't in a pair? Who's to say? I don't know.
Mhm.
I never got that answer. But sometimes the answer isn't the answer,
Yeah.
for you, because
There's
it
no
still
real
isn't what you want.
justification.
There's no real justification. And sometimes we just have to learn that, as you said, the chips have fallen here. Grab yourself some dip, and go, with them chips and go enjoy.
Listen, just keep it moving. Just keep
Yes.
it moving. Wow, that is amazing. That is amazing. Let me know in the chat if you're ready to let it go. If you're ready to let it go, type let it go. I want you guys to really just go into what you are purposed to do. So let me know. Type let it go if you are ready to move past those hurts and if you're ready to get your happy on.
Yes, absolutely.
So, um, diving back, Shelley, into the book more, what are some things that you talk about? And of course, we don't want to give too much away because we want people to go out and get themselves a copy of 70 Days Life is Better When You Smile. And so, but just give us a little taste. Give us a little taste of what they have to look forward to in that
Yeah.
book.
hmm Absolutely. You have little tips and tools, things about how to plan or how to schedule certain things, how to make more space, in your life. There are opportunities that talk about what it was like for me to write the book and fear that came along with it, imposter syndrome that you may be dealing with. It took me about a year to even write this book, and then probably another year to publish it, because I continue to sit in the fact of, well, who wants to hear you? Well, who are you to write a book? Well, you're not special enough to be an author. And it kept me sitting on this book. I have a really good support system, which is my family. And they came to me saying, didn't you say you was going to have this book by this time? Don't tell my family nothing, because they come back
Won't
to
they
you.
do it?
They come back to you. But what I found is that I had to say to myself, if all of these fears come true, if nobody wants the book, if no one likes the book, if it's the worst book that's ever on the market, the one thing that you'll never be able to take away from me is that I am a published author. Whether you like the book or not, I will always be a published author.
And
And
that's it.
so that's it. And with that mind frame, I stepped over that hurdle to say my desire to be a published author trumps the fear of what you might think of me.
I love that. And that is so true. That is so good because a lot of people, I know if you're out here and you're listening and you have something that you've been wanting to do, you have desire to do, God has placed it on your heart to do, yet you're letting,
hmm
whether it be fear, imposter syndrome,
hmm
whatever it is that you are allowing to stop you, I urge you to get up and get going, right? Get
Yes.
going. Let's do this. Let's do what you were purposed to do. You don't know how many people are waiting on what you have to say. What you have to say
Absolutely.
is valuable. What you have to say is important. And so I want you guys to really, really listen to what Shelley is telling you because this is good, good stuff. And so and so don't wait on approval from man in order to do what you've been purposed to do. That is so
Right.
good. I'm so glad you stepped out on faith and you
Yes.
were
Thank
able
you.
to write this book because now we have a blueprint. Now we have something that we can put in our toolkit. This is
Yes.
like
Yes.
this needs to be part of your confidence toolkit right here. And I'm going to tell you guys all about the confidence toolkit later on in the show. But this is an amazing. Where can they get the book, Shelley? Where can they get the book?
Yes. You can get the book on Amazon, or you could get it on my website, which is www.shelleymeche'tte.com. And that's SHELLEYMECHETTE.com.
All right, y'all heard it here first. Y'all grab yourselves a copy of seven, and I keep messing up the title.
That's all right. 70 days of happy life is better when you
When you
smile.
smile. 70 days of happy. Life is better when you smile. And so
Yes.
make sure you guys grab yourselves a copy of Shelley's book and let's support her. Like confidence tea lovers, let's show her some love. Go out and grab yourself a copy of 70 Days of Happy. Life is better when you smile. Now, Shelley, I want you to give our audience members one piece of advice, whether it's in the book or not. Just give them one piece of advice that they could really have to hold
Mhm.
on to for those moments when they're feeling like when that imposter syndrome is coming
Yeah.
in, and when they're just,
Hmm.
they're living in fear, or they
Yeah.
just feel burdened and not able to move. They're stuck.
Absolutely. Here's the thing that I have found. I found that there's power in one. So many times we want to do three things, five things, six things, but there's really power in just one thing. And that one thing that I love is a confidence boost. And that confidence boost is, what is that one thing that makes you feel empowered? When you look at yourself in the mirror, what is that one thing? I don't care if it's a physical thing, if it's an inner thing, like I'm the greatest friend, if it's the fact that, I could whip up spaghetti, better than anybody I know. What is that one thing that fuels you and makes you feel empowered? What I find is that when we're dealing with fear, imposter syndrome, confidence, when we could go back and look in the mirror and we could say, you know what? I may not have this particular thing yet, but guess what, baby? I got the greatest smile, and I could turn circles around, and I could help people turn their day around just with my smile. So I'm going to go out here today and I'm going to use what I have, which is my smile, to pour life into others and to empower me. When you have the power of just one and you believe in that one, it will change the atmosphere and the trajectory of your life.
I absolutely love that. That is so good. Just that one thing. And
Just one.
we all have one.
Yes.
We
Girl,
all
I
have
don't care
one
if
thing.
you got the baddest pedicure in town, okay? You better put some sandals on and go outside.
That's
What
it.
is that one?
Show them toes, because I know
Show
my
those
toes is not,
toes.
that's
That's
not it.
right.
That is not my strongest attribute.
But you better show them toes. You better go get you some red lipstick because you know you wear it well and put it on. You better go grab you some ruby red, honey.
That's it.
Whatever it is, you better
Whatever
get
that
in there
is.
and bake them, them brownies, because your brownies are the best in town.
Yes.
Do what it is that empowers you, but
Yes.
start with one.
Yes. And that is so true. Sometimes a lot of people focus on their weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always found that if I focus on what I'm really good at, the other things just don't matter. Like
Right.
it does not
Right.
even matter what. And I'll give you an example. I am a procrastinator at heart. Like I am. If late was a person, there would be a picture of me in the dictionary. And anybody watching who knows me know, like I am the epitome of late. Like there's a picture, like in the dictionary, right next to the word late, you see a picture of me. This girl right here. But and when I've, in the past, when I've worked in corporate jobs and different things, and they say, well, what's your week? I said, listen, if you're counting on me to be on time, and this is not a good thing, y'all, I'm not telling y'all to boast or to brag, but this is really my testimony. But I always make up for it with everything else, my work ethic. So even though they know Gigi's gonna be late, but when she gets here, everything's gonna get done. And I'm going to
Oh.
do it with a smile. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it well. And that
Mm-hmm.
is the one thing I could say, my one thing that has always protected me from those
Say,
people
I do
firing
it
me
well.
from that job. Because let me tell you, that tardiness was not my strong suit. However, I made up for it with what I was good at. I made up for
Mm-hmm.
it with my strengths. And so I'm not telling y'all to go out here and be late and be tardy. But what I am saying is to focus on what it is that you're good at, and to know it so well, and to speak it. There's power in telling people what you're good at. A lot of times we want to be modest and we want to,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, but
Yeah.
no, there is power in saying, you know what? I am a great speaker.
Yes.
There's power in saying that, because the
Absolutely.
more you speak that into existence, the more that resonates and it comes back to you. And you're out
Absolutely.
here, you're projecting that into the world, into the atmosphere. And so I
Absolutely.
challenge you guys this week to really choose one
Yes.
thing that you know that nobody can do it like you can do it, right? I
Right.
always tell people I have a degree in being me, okay? You might be,
Hello.
can't nobody do Gigi like I do Gigi. I put on an
Exactly.
amazing Gigi. I might not be a
Exactly.
great Shelley Meche'tte, but let me tell you, if you want to
Say,
get to
but
know
you
Gigi,
are great,
honey, she
Gigi.
is it.
Exactly.
And so
Absolutely.
I challenge all of our listeners, if you've been tuning in tonight, I challenge you to choose just one thing this week, one thing that you are really good at. And I want you to do that thing this week like your life depended on it. Just go ahead and go out into this world and be amazing and be great.
Absolutely.
Wow. Shelley, I am so happy that you decided to join us tonight. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming on the show and for just taking this little time with us, as we discuss some of these amazing things that you're doing.
Thank you
I
so much.
definitely, before we leave, I want to know how we can connect with you and anything else you have going on. We want to definitely plug our listeners in so that they can follow you and they can know what you have happening, what you have going on. I know you have your mom, is it your mom coaching, mompreneurship coaching
Y-
business? And so
yes,
tell us about
yes,
that and tell our
yes.
listeners how we can connect with you, because we definitely don't want to let you go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yes, for those of you who are interested in working with me and learning how to absolutely balance motherhood with entrepreneurship and create that lifestyle of mom, and we can definitely connect. I would love to do a coffee chat with you where we can sit down and I'll do a 30-minute complimentary coffee chat with you. We can also connect on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at my name, Shelley Meche'tte. SHELLEYMECHETTE. And also, we can connect in my Facebook group, which is Moms with Purpose. You are more than a mom. So I look forward to connecting with all of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shelley. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
just taking the time to spend with me this evening. I really, really enjoyed our conversation, and
Me
I'm
too.
definitely
Thank
looking
you.
forward to another conversation real soon.
Yes,
Probably
absolutely.
like literally, I like to touch and feel. I want to hug you. And
We got it right here. There we go. There we go.
so thank you again for just taking the time, because you didn't have to, so from the bottom
Thank
of
you.
my
Thank you
heart
for having
and from
me.
all of our listeners here at Confidence Tea, we just want to sincerely thank you for being here with us. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
joining us on another episode of Confidence Tea. We hope that you found inspiration and some practical tips that can help you on your confidence journey, because our goal is always to transform your mind, edify your soul, and activate your confidence. It's been great, guys. Have a wonderful evening and go out here and choose one thing. Mhm.